Well, it will only benefit those IFAs that survive post the RDR. Ernest Young said last year that they thought only 10,000 of the 35,000 current IFAs would survive in 2013. It is my feeling, and that of my peers, that maybe 15 to 20% will, in addition to that, will leave in the first 2 years of RDR, based on the practical experiences of the new regime and what the new regulatory requirements will be. We feel that there's not enough current IFAs in the market to service existing demand. This looks like it could be a radical shortfall within a couple of years of the proposed implementation of RDR. On a more positive note, those IFAs that do survive will find that they focus on their more profitable clients and become more efficient as a consequence of RDR. There will be ups and downs, and it won't be for everyone, but it will suit some, and those who survive will be the better qualified. I believe most IFAs would agree that the intentions behind RDR are very laudable. The problem is, in practice, the implementation behind this being flawed. We all agree that clients should be receiving the best quality of advice from the best quality advisors. The problem behind this has been coming to an agreed standard, for example, of examinations, where we've been put now through a process of RO 1 to 6, where some of us who are already diploma or chartered qualified are having to go back and take qualifications that we believe we'd already passed and ticked the box. This has rewarded those who have not taken examinations in the past by them being allowed to take them now. The clear problem we've had is the recent implementation of CF 1 to 5 as the benchmark for the industry, which was only a couple of years ago, and which we've put a new trainee advisor through, to find that this advisor, like ourselves, will now have to go through the completion of RO 1 to 6. RDR is seen by many in the industry as a reaction to historically high commissions paid on investment and pension products. It is our view that the answer to this was not RDR, but the restriction of commissions available on these products. Rather than being allowed to take 7, 8, 9% initial commission on an investment bond, why not restrict this to 3%? In terms of practicalities, as a business, we are not looking at percentages as a standard for commissions to take. We're looking at replacing those percentages with a set amount of fee that is agreed with the client in advance under what is effectively now customer agreed remuneration to take for initial and ongoing servicing work. This should not, in our view, be represented as 3% initial commission and 0.5% ongoing, which is historically how the industry has been set up and typically worked. This is a case of you should not pay for time that you do not use as a client, but we should not work for free. And as a consequence, we are looking to replace percentages with set numerous amounts of fees paid for initial and ongoing servicing work. The future for IFAs post RDR is simply underestimate sales and overestimate costs in the first 2 years. That would be critical to business survival. Accept that exams will be part of not just the landscape now, but ongoing, and will always be part of your future as an IFA. We are looking forward to enjoying a more transparent relationship with our better clients and being viewed as professionals rather than as service providers or brokers. The recruitment strategy of financial relationships going forward will be to recruit young, degree-educated types who look right, sound right, and expect to be examined on a regular basis. We feel this is the future for the IFA industry and can go hand in hand with assisting the older IFAs in their exit strategy out of the business over the next 5 to 10 years. It is my view that advice is either priceless or it is worthless. For people trying to access asset allocation, the right tax wrappers, not just choosing the initial funds but the ongoing review of those funds, I do not believe the internet can possibly be the answer, even for the financially savvy. The problems only increase as wealth increases and people approach retirement. How many people in the street today will be able to honestly and accurately tell you what an annuity is, the options around an annuity, and the alternatives to an annuity in retirement? I think you would find the number is very limited, even amongst the financially qualified and savvy outside of the IFA community. If we go down the route of internet access being the route to free advice, then I think the unintended consequences, a lot of people will end up going to their banks and either making the decision themselves or relying on their bank for the critical information they need in a face-to-face conversation. I feel neither of those answers are suitable and a relevant replacement to the IFA community.